very much dovetails with something we heard in one of our earlier interviews with Scott Pluchek when he said, we talk about libraries all the time, but we really need to be talking about librarians and the value that they can add to our constituencies, our faculty, our students, and so on. And we've talked a good bit about catalogers, but that's only one part of the piece, part of the puzzle. What other type of projects or things that libraries can do to kind of enhance their value, or librarians should do or could do, to enhance their value to their communities?
Well, I think we really need to work hard with doing assessment with the people that we serve. We constantly need to be talking to them, surveying them, doing focus groups, and finding out what do they want. For instance, I just did a wonderful walkthrough of your library, College of Charleston Library, and you should see all the space that's not being used over there. It's wonderful because, you know, if I were an architect walking in or anything, I would be going, woohoo, look what I can do with this space. They've got a whole bunch of space. And you know, for some libraries, that's just hard enough to get that open space.
Right.
But you've got it over there. I mean, and what I told you know, your associate dean was that you need to get a student advisory group together and tell them, here's your charge. We've got all this space here. You need space, make it your space. Tell us what you need to make this your space. To make you come here to be comfortable, whether it's bean bags or modular furniture or whiteboards, but that's the group that you want in there anyway.
Right.
So let them tell you what they want and do it. Because, you know, one of our problems as a profession is that we always think we know what our users want.
Right.
And most of the time we're dead wrong. So we need to go out there and if we've got the resources to do what these groups would like us to do, let them do the work, to do the surveying, let them tell us what they need, what they would like to do, and then do it. This is again the risk. Take the risk then to invest in those decisions, try them out. If they don't work, so what? You've invested in a couple bean bags, you've invested in a couple modular furniture, put it somewhere else and start over again. But the point of fact here is that, you know, whatever you can do to move in this new environment and include these groups that we want to be using the library in there, do it.
So you're talking about really doing needs assessments.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, and it's not just a one-time thing. We need to be constantly, and again, this is you gearing up to our strengths. It's not about libraries. It is really about the people in the library, and they have so many skills and talents that and also it's their local expertise in terms of the university, in terms of the community. Many of these people have years and years of experience with this. Now that goes on. That can help in terms of helping with the culture, but we still need to be constantly polling our users, because they change constantly, much faster than we do. And so we need to find out what they need. And you know, if I think one of the things I mentioned this morning is media literacy. We focus too much on using information. I think we have to help them use information in handhelds, in mobile devices, because that's the future. That's what they're doing. Some of these kids have grown up just using handhelds, and they're going to for the rest of their lives. So most of us can't even use them. And so, you know, we don't know the power, they don't know the power. Well, we need to find out. We need to, if we don't know it, we need to learn, or if we're not willing to learn, then we need to bring in experts to help us do that, because they want that kind of information. One of the things I'm doing at Valparaiso University right now is what's called a technology sandbox. It's a very interesting concept that's going on right now at University of North Carolina State. They've gotten, I think, a major grant to build this type of a experimentation lab or sandbox area where you can put out different types of apps on a daily schedule, weekly schedule, and have the users play with them. And what you're doing here is you're just getting involved in their day-to-day, because they're constantly trying new things every day on their handhelds. So let them download a few things, let them tell you, what'd you think of that? And they say, well, this is junk or whatever, then you toss it. But if they say, you know what, I could really use this in my life, and I want to, but I need these features. So then we take the charge of helping develop that app so that it's usable to our users. And we find ways to integrate that into the library and into the community and other types of things. So that type of idea of getting into their life, that's very important.
What type of apps are you referring to? You're talking more than just research apps. You're talking about...
I'm talking about daily apps like a calendar app, or maybe how to find out where study areas are open in the library app, or you know, anything that impacts them. A parking space. Who knows? You know, kids are using these types of things all the time. Many people are. And apps to make their life easier, whatever they are, they're out there constantly. And you can pull them out of the news environments all the time.
And you could set up collections that they could reference from the libraries.
That's right. So, but see, we really need to step out of our box and approach this, because it requires us also to get out of our safety zone. Because for many of us, I can tell you, it's for me too. I don't have a handheld. I'm quite fine with a cell phone. But we need to step out of our boxes and bring in the people. For instance, this is a joint project between my library and the IT department, because they bring that expertise that us librarians do not have. But we can work as a team to provide this service.
It sounds like we need to be thinking about new product development.
There you go. It's getting, the way I refer to it in the corporate environment is we need to be research and development units.
Okay.
Places where we put our money in, we do risk managed change, which is one of the topics that I talk about. But we're constantly trying new things that work we keep, things that don't we toss. It's not like the environment we've had in the past where we wait 2 or 3 years till something develops and then we jump on board only to find out that we're 5 years behind because we waited. We really need to get in there now, try things out, and not be afraid to fail, because failing is a part of the human experience. There's nothing wrong with failing. That's how we learn. But for some reason, our profession really has problems with taking risks, and we need to get out of that.